you are listening to
the WrestleGeddon podcast.
the WrestleGeddon podcast.
What's up, everybody? It's another Friday night. Of course, I'm here back again this week to take a little break. Last week wasn't feeling too good, but I feel good this week. And we got some stuff to talk about. Carl's not with us this week. I might join on a little later, but we will see what happens with that. But I'm here, and I'm ready to talk some wrestling. Got some stuff I want to talk about, get off. I don't know. Like, I'm just kind of rambling here. You take a week off and you kind of forget your pacing and stuff. So, but yeah, if you are just joining us, I'm Chris the Heat Matthews. I'm one of your hosts for the WrestleGeddon podcast. And that's what you're watching right now, live on YouTube, on Facebook.com/WrestleGeddonPod, and over on our Twitch, which is WrestleGeddon Podcast over there too, I believe. I don't know, don't quote me on that one, but we're over there somewhere. All right, let's get into it this week. We're not going to do the random album, so Carl's not on with us, but we're going to hop right over to the whatchamacallit. You know what we're doing. Jeez. Where's my stuff? Right here. Good Lord. I cannot find anything. It's an instant replay. All right, instant replay this week. Let's get into it. We got some stuff to talk about. We're going to kick it off here with not one of the biggest things, but with the most recent announcement. I guess this is pretty big. This was announced today, this afternoon, actually. WWE TKO, big announcement regarding WrestleMania 47, which is going to be taking place now in Saudi Arabia. So there we go. WrestleMania, Saudi Arabia. Honestly, I knew it was going to be a matter of time before they took WrestleMania to Saudi Arabia. And it's not that shocking of a thing. And it's kind of been rumored all week that's the general direction on where they were going. And that's where they went. So you go where the money's at, and apparently that's where the money is, and which will tie into something else here a little later. The next topic I want to get into, but that's what it is. And it kind of sucks though, because I would have loved to have seen WrestleMania return back to the UK, or somewhere else that has some really passionate fans. And I'm not saying that the Saudi Arabian fans aren't passionate, but it's clearly evident that there are some more passionate fans out there in, like, England or France. And I think one of those places would have been better served to host a WrestleMania. That's just my opinion, and that's all it is. Will I still watch it? Possibly. It depends on see how WrestlePalooza goes, because I'm not paying $30 for ESPN. It's an unlimited thing. Apparently, if you are a subscriber to like Spectrum or Dish or something like that, and you have a login for those, you get access to ESPN's unlimited thing. So I'm kind of hoping that that's what it is, and we'll see on the 20th. So if that's all good, then continue watching the WWE PLEs. But other than that, like I said, I'm not paying $30, and I may just have to take up Stephanie McMahon. Stephanie's suggestion here of getting a VPN and setting my location to Canada, and watching everything on Netflix. And I'm sure that pissed off quite a few execs too. We didn't really talk about that last couple of weeks, but it gets more views on Netflix, honestly. So, and I'm sure that's where they feel like maybe the bigger deal is for that, with everything being put on the Netflix platform, which honestly was hoping that's where everything was going to go once the Peacock deal ran out. But unfortunately, that is not the case, um, as we've seen in the past. All right, so we're talking about following the money here with WWE. And one of those things is there was an interview with one of the executives with TKO. I'll pull up that article here right quick. So I got everything up that I need to talk about. And that is here, right here. Got it now. Okay, so it's the TKO Chief Operating Officer, Mark Shapiro, who spoke at the annual Goldman Sachs Communicopia and Technology Conference earlier this week. And he was quoted as saying, WWE is not where the UFC yet is on ticket yield. We have our work to do there. We know we have a lot of room there because Vince McMahon was primarily pricing tickets for families and wasn't totally focused on maxing the opportunity there. Now that we've seen what we can do with UFC, we're replicating that in terms of ticket yield and holding back in advanced sales when it comes to on location on the WWE side, and it's working out really well. It also has some disheartening news for any market which does well and sells out to a prospective live event that WWE brings, indicating that if they want the company to come back, they will have to pony up a rights fee. This wouldn't just be for PLEs, but smaller shows like Raw, SmackDown, or even NXT. So he went on, quoted to say, if we have a St. Louis going up against a Des Moines, Iowa, and you want us back there and you've broken records and sold out both your arenas, you have to pay us to come back or else we'll take it to another town. And that goes for NXT, Raw, SmackDown on the WWE side. Shapiro also added that TKO is currently in discussions with such cities as Atlanta, Detroit, Charlotte, and internationally London and Paris about bringing live events there, noting that there are no shortage of countries that want to see us bring our show to town. Okay, so let's look at this and let's unpack this, I guess. We've stated numerous times that Vince kept the pricing fair because he knew where his audience was. It was in families. WWE was a family show. Even during the Attitude Era, it was family. It was families in the audience. That's what it was. Unfortunately, TKO does not see that as their audience. In my opinion, that's what it looks like to me. And as far as the direction that they're going with their tickets, that seems to be the big thing. So they're going to basically increase their ticket pricing, pricing out their main audience, which is the families. That's me, you, like wrestling fans in general. Like I would love. I took my daughter to her first SmackDown, and our tickets were $30, and that was pretty decent seatings here at the Lenovo Center in Raleigh. Now to get seats like that, it's going to cost a couple $100, and that's not right. And you're pricing out your audience, and that's exactly what it is. You're pricing out your fan base. On the flip side of that, AEW, at one point their ticket prices were higher than WWE's, and now they've seemed to come down quite a bit, especially now that they're running these smaller venues. And it's just one of those things. It's like, how does the average person, especially with the economy the way it is today, how does the average person, the average family, afford to go to a WWE show and pay thousands of dollars just to sit in regular seating, not even nosebleeds, but even in the nosebleeds, you're still paying upwards to 1,000 something. So, I don't know. I think TKO is going in the wrong direction with this. And I don't want to say that WWE is going to lose fans, because people are still, as far as live attendance goes, I bet you we'll see a drop in that, in all honesty. I'm sure their views and their ratings and stuff like that will still stay the same. And that's one of the biggest things. And I think one of the other attributing factors to this is too that they're not running as many house shows or live events that they used to run, and we saw a change in that over the last couple of years, which that's cool. Like, the talent deserves some time off. They don't need to be on the road 340 some days out of the year. So give them a break, let them rest. But on the other side of that too is the talent's missing out on bonuses and stuff like that with doing these live events. And then you have some talent that, they get these matches under their belt on these live events and get used to working a crowd. If they've not worked like a WWE style match or in front of a WWE crowd or anything like that, it gets them used to doing that stuff. So, I don't know. I won't be going to WWE shows unless there's some kind of significant price drop in those tickets. Like I said, it's just pricing out the fan base. And, we've talked about that on the show numerous times over the last few months. So hopefully we see a change in that direction, but I highly doubt it because TKO seems to be very dollar driven as opposed to, actually wanting to keep a fan base. But in that same aspect, they're a company. They're trying to make money. They just acquired this big entity in WWE, and they're trying to, make money off of it. And I understand that. I get it. But there's other ways to go about it. So, anywho, let's get into a couple other things here tonight as well. Last Friday, we had the return, a decade in the making. AJ Lee returns to WWE, step foot in the WWE ring for the first time in 10 years. I loved it. Fantastic. Like, AJ Lee was one of my favorites when she was wrestling regularly on Raw. I thought she was great. She was ahead of her time compared to some of the other women that were wrestling at that time frame. Had some great matches in that aspect too. The biggest things though, one of the biggest things that we saw with that return and some commentary on that was overshadowing Nikki Bella's return. And I honestly don't think that overshadowed Nikki's return because Nikki's been back numerous times with WWE and appearances at Evolution, Royal Rumble, stuff like that. And Carl has just joined us. Carl, what's going on, man?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah. A little bit. Sound like you're a little far away, but
yeah, I am far away. I just got down with job.
oh, so, well, you have to jump on.
I was gonna say I didn't know if it would work for a little bit, but just touching base with you, see what was going on.
Oh yeah. No, not a whole lot. Just talking the TKO why raise ticket prices more and WWE WrestleMania announcement for Saudi Arabia, all that fun stuff. And that AJ Lee's return. Good times, man. Good times.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hear you with the rumbling of my truck.
All right. No worries, man.
Let me.
You're good, man. Just get home safe.
I had to pull over.
Oh no, you're good.
Can you hear me?
Worries. Yeah, I can hear you. Just get home safe. That's all.
Yeah. I was gonna try, but I can't.
It's okay.
I can't hear you over the rumbling of my truck, so it's like, yeah, I don't think it's really gonna work.
Nah, you're good.
All right, man.
You are good.
I'll see y'all. Hopefully, I'll see everybody next week. We can hop on the podcast
Hopefully.
and do the show for real.
Okay.
All right,
man.
Take it easy.
Yeah. Later. You too. All right. So talking AJ Lee's return. Hopefully Carl will get home safe. So we saw the return of AJ Lee. I think it was done well. Her music hits. She's skipping down to the ring like normal. I'll tell you, she looked good. She looks like she hasn't aged at all. So she still has that, I guess that baby face type look to her. So, but it was great, and I'm looking forward to seeing that tag match at WrestlePalooza. Just I'm a CM Punk fan. I'm an AJ Lee fan. I'm a Becky fan. I'm a Seth fan. I think it'll be good. It'll be a good matchup. That brought us to Monday Night Raw. Obviously, SmackDown, Becky left the IC title in the ring, so AJ took it. Told her she'd get it back if she agreed to a tag match between the two of them at WrestlePalooza. So obviously she did. Match is happening. So well, pretty good. I'm excited for that. But, what else we got this week? We got Worlds Collide tonight, which I think it's actually if you're on the West Coast, it's probably going on now. When it's 10 o'clock Eastern time. Yeah, 7 Pacific if you're on the West Coast, so you're probably already watching. But 10 o'clock on WWE's YouTube. Pretty solid match card for this. So definitely have to check that out this weekend. You've got La Parca, Octagon Jr., Laredo Kid, and Mascarita Sagrada versus Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wild, Lince Dorado, and Mini Abismo Negro. An 8-man tag team action. Mixed tag match with Mr. Iguana and Lola Vice taking on the team of Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez. Natalia versus Fabi Apache. You got the AAA World Tag Team Championship match with Psycho Clown and Pagano taking on the New Day. That should be good. You got the AAA Latin American Championship Fatal 4-Way match with El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. versus Dragon Lee versus Ethan Page versus JD McDonough. That looks like it's going to be good as well. And El Hijo del Vikingo defending the AAA Mega Championship against the greatest luchador of all time. Now, I'm not talking about El Grande Americano. It is Dirty Dominic Mysterio, the king of the luchadors. So we are pretty psyched to watch that. So it should be pretty good. Looks like a solid pay-per-view. Some good matches on there. And I don't know if you've been keeping up with stuff on there as well, but there's been a lot of stuff storyline wise back and forth with Mr. Iguana and Lola Vice. They've done multiple tag matches together. So it should be good. I'm excited for this. The last couple the first Worlds Collide event they did after acquiring AAA was really good. Triple Mania was great. So I'm excited to watch this as well. So it should be awesome. All right, and that is pretty much everything I've got for instant replay. We can talk AEW. You know what? Actually, touch on a couple things from Dynamite this week. One of the big things was Dynamite kicked off this week with Josh Alexander taking on Hangman Page, which was a great match. If you didn't get a chance to watch that, absolutely awesome. Josh Alexander needs to be pushed a little bit more, I think, singles wise. I know they kind of keep looping him with in tag matches and stuff, but like if you followed him through, I first got introduced to him in TNA, the tag team the North with him and Ethan Page. But he's a great wrestler, great in-ring wrestler, phenomenal talent. And I think he should be used a little bit more. That's just like I said, that's just an opinion. That's my opinion. I think he'd make a pretty good. Oh, excuse me. Whew, it's been a long day today. I think he'd have a pretty good run at one of the titles. So why not push that a little bit more? Then we also had a Philly street fight with Tony Storm and Sky Blue, which was also good as well. Very entertaining match. I'll tell you, Sky Blue is a menace with a staple gun. I think she hit just about all of Tony's assets with that staple gun during that matchup. But it was a great matchup with Tony paying homage to quite a few ECW legends, particularly the Sandman, kind of modeling her ring gear after him, and then coming out with the kendo stick, which she got from the Sandman on his podcast, which Sandman has a podcast now. So it'll be something to check out if you're interested. I'm sure some pretty good stories on that. So yeah, lots of great stuff. But a couple good things there. I think that's pretty much the bulk of it. And I don't really have a whole lot of other stuff on that one there as well. But so let's go ahead and get into what's next up on the list. Here is the Elite Figure of the Week thing, which is brought to you by EntertainmentEarth.com. Use the code FTCollect. Save yourself an additional 10% at checkout on all in-stock items. So, your Elite Figure of the Week this week is, in honor of her return, it is the Elite AJ Lee. So there we go. This one, I'm trying to remember when this came out. It was like 2015, 2016, somewhere around there. 2013. Ooh, I was way off. This was her first figure. Actually, I believe this is the first time in the line. So she got that necklace. This is way back from Elite Series 21, which is crazy. So face sculpt, actually pretty good. So I'm kind of excited to see when we get a new AJ figure how much better that's going to be. Of course, we'll get the better articulation and stuff with it too. But the ring gear, which is what she wore for quite a while there when she first started on TV. This most notably, I believe it was in the tag team match with Punk, or they took on Kane. So that's the infamous one where she like jumped into Kane's arms and started making out with him. So there we go, right down to the bracelets. Back over here, bracelets, wristbands, wrist guards, and stuff like that. Great figure, one of my favorites. Out of I think this actually might be my favorite AJ Lee figure out of the ones that she's had. She had a few basics. Did not get all of them. Of course, I've got there's one that was more traditional, like not really traditional, but she was wearing the this is the Entrances Series 4, which was a Walmart exclusive. She had like pink shirt and the red and black biker shorts, I guess. So it was a pretty good figure too. But this one, that Elite, is definitely one of my favorites. So there we go. Elite Figure of the Week, AJ Lee. This will be a short show this week because I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. And when you're doing this yourself, it usually doesn't run as long. All right, let's get into No Holds Barred. right, no holds barred. You can talk about anything, but been talking. Well, not been talking, but been watching a few things here. Alien Earth, which has been really good so far. You can catch that on Hulu, Disney Plus, whichever one you're subscribed to. I think it's mainly supposed to be just on Hulu, but if you got that the whole package, you get the Hulu stuff on Disney Plus anyway. Really great show. I think like 4 or 5 episodes in, it's been freaking amazing. Just really well done, really well written. Like the whole plot and everything so far, the whole story has been great. And I think this has been one of the best entries into the Alien universe that we've seen in a while. Phenomenal. It's one of those shows like I watch. They'll drop like Tuesday night. I'll watch that episode Tuesday night, and then you kind of get left till the next week. But I don't mind. I grew up having to do that, so it's not a big deal. Is it more? I think it's more fun that way because it lets you anticipate, gives you something to anticipate for the following week instead of binge watching everything all at once. Like I did with the first season of Twisted Metal. Kind of wanted to get into it, then got into it after like before the second season started. So I ended up binge watching that whole first season over the course of a few days. What else? What else have I been watching? Peacemaker, new season of that has been really good so far. The 4th episode just dropped yesterday, Thursday. So that's been really good. Like the whole interdimensional doorway, stuff like that, the alternate universe, everything has been really awesome. I think the storyline with this one has been pretty good. James Gunn has been doing a great job with this series and kind of tying stuff into the new DC cinematic universe, which has been really cool. I still have to watch Superman. Kind of looking forward to that one. But the fan theory with this is that the alternate universe is like Earth X, where like Germany won World War II, which are kind of pointing out that a lot of the background actors on that Earth are predominantly white, and there's not a lot of people of color. There's actually no people of color in those scenes at all. So kind of see what happens there. And a lot of people are hoping, which I'm now that theory has been brought to my, and I've noticed that, and that's been brought to my attention. A lot of people are hoping for the for GI Robot to make an appearance, a live action GI Robot, which we know eventually one of Gunn's plans was to do a live action Creature Commandos movie. They kicked it off with the series, and then eventually wanted to do a live action movie with that. So this may be the introduction of GI Robot live action on Peacemaker, and just going nuts on this alternate timeline if this is the case. So kind of hoping for that. Would love to see GI Robot in live action because I just love that character on Creature Commandos. So that whole cartoon, that whole series was good too. If you haven't watched Creature Commandos, definitely check that one out. So we got that. Finished Twisted Metal season 2, which is really good. Kind of looking forward to the next season. Actually, really looking forward to the next season. So that's going to be pretty awesome. And one of my unexpected favorite shows. Like I only started watching this because I'm a big fan of why am I drawing a blank? Steve Martin and Martin Short. Grew up watching their movies. They've been, two comedic icons, I guess. They are 2 comedic icons. And watching these two interact with each other, have such great chemistry. But Only Murders in the Building has been like a great series to watch, and we're on like season 3, 4. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but it's been such a great series, and it's one of those things where it's not really something that I would typically watch, like this murder mystery type thing. But it's been great, like from the first episode to the most recent episodes that just hit this week for the the new season premiere with the three premiere episodes. So yeah, but definitely, if you guys haven't watched that yet, definitely check it out. Only Murders in the Building, which is on again Hulu/Disney Plus. It's been pretty great so far. Quite enjoy that one. What else we got going on? Demon Slayer. I don't know if you guys are anime fans, but Demon Slayer is one of the big things going right now. The first of the final three, the first movie of the final, I guess, series arc dropped this week. My kids and my wife love Demon Slayer. Like I've watched enough to know like what's going on, stuff like that. So we're actually going to see the first part of Infinity Castle this weekend. So quite looking forward to that. But the biggest thing with this, I'm kind of getting to some collectible talk here. As you can see behind me, I'm an action figure collector, and it's just mainly part of it, like my Turtles collection. There's a whole bunch of other stuff over here too. Obviously, I got a big wrestling collection. But the popcorn buckets and stuff like that has become like a big thing now amongst collectors since they, recently doing like these limited edition ones, stuff like that, where before it was just like a popcorn bucket that had like, pictures of whatever movie was on there, like some of the characters and stuff on that. Like I remember Avengers, when the first Avengers movie came out, like they had like the special edition popcorn bucket and cups, but it was just, it's kind of like those cups that you find at Walmart and like the party section that have like the characters and stuff on it. It's kind of similar to those, but bigger. And the same thing with the popcorn bucket. But now they've gotten to the point where like you're getting things like an Ant-Man helmet, which I have, full on like Ecto ones with noise lights and stuff like that, ghost traps, Slimers, all this other stuff like mini puff drink containers, baby Deadpools. But not to be left behind, Demon Slayer, they put out a series of cups, 4 different cups for this movie, each one having a different character, themed to a different character from Demon Slayer, and each one having, it's pretty much the hilt of their sword as the topper for the cup, which is just awesome, and it looks phenomenal. We actually stopped by. These are AMC exclusives. There are some other theaters like Cinemark that has, the popcorn buckets and stuff like that too, but they're not as good as the AMC one, which is not surprising because we got there probably 5 o'clock yesterday, around 5, just to see if we could get the cups and stuff early, just so we didn't have to worry about it going into the weekend. So, where are we at here? There we go. I'll show you these real quick here. Share my screen. Screen just shrank on me, but yeah, so there we go. So you're looking at like these different cups and stuff. So these are pretty cool. So like I said, they're the different hilts of each of the like some of the characters from the movie. And then you got the popcorn bucket here, which is designed after the Infinity Castle, which is part of this demon world that they're going into. So it's actually really cool. The popcorn bucket is just really just a tin bucket. There's really nothing special to it besides the design. But the cups were like absolutely like the coolest part of this whole collection here. So pretty awesome stuff. We were able to get 3 of them. So we got the yellow one, the reddish one, this one back here, the pink and black and gray one. So the only one we weren't able to get was this one here, but we'll hunt that one down eventually, and we'll see. So, but pretty awesome stuff there. Kids were super excited to go see this movie and super psyched to get those cups. So, but it should be good. I'm looking forward to it. And that is pretty much the bulk of what I've got. I don't really have anything else this week. We'll have a longer show for you next week. Random album will return. The album this week was "Are You Experienced?" By the Jimi Hendrix Experience. So we'll get into that. We'll give you our picks for our songs on that, and we'll give you a new album for that as well. We're still running the contest for TikTok. If you're not following us on TikTok, make sure you do that. Once we get to 500 subscribers, we are at 330. So we're not too far off. A little over halfway there. Oh, yeah. So get us to 500. And what we're going to do, we're going to give away a $50 Amazon gift card to one of our TikTok followers. So make sure you do that. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Linktree in the episode bio will get you where you need to go. TikTok.com/WrestleGetAPod or at WrestleGetAPod. You can find us there. Follow us. Do some good stuff. And you never know. Episode 300 is coming in a couple weeks. We'll announce the winner then. So thank you guys for checking us out. Appreciate it. This, of course, has been the WrestleGetting Podcast. This is episode 298. 2 more episodes to go, baby. We hit that big 300. So that's going to do it. And on behalf of myself, Chris the Heat Matthews, and as always, the Tennessee Jesus, Carl Carlson, we'll chat with you guys next week. Later, Marks.